Yeah, so the whole sports team thing, that's what I was going to talk about last time. It's like, I remember recording a Terry Joel Jr. did ages ago, and I thought it didn't. Well, I could see that, you can get good feelings out of watching your team win from your own town or whatever. And then, like, the universe will say, okay, you've been going through some hard times, but your good feelings have been rewarded through this game. I can understand that, but at the same time, it's not something that we can control. And I went through a phase for about a month or so. I was like, yeah, Moana Pacifica beat the Crusaders, and the Warriors is my rugby league team only because they're from the only New Zealand team, and they've never won it before. But it's been a decent start to the season because they've had 6 games, 3 at home and 3 away, and they've won 4 and lost 2. But they're undefeated at home. I mean, they're undefeated at their stadium. And so that's the past 6 weeks. And then the Hurricanes, they've had 10 games and they've won 3, drawn 1, and they've lost 6. There's only 4 more games and then it's the playoffs. So in order to host a home quarterfinal, you've got to be in the top 4. I'm not sure if there's 12 or 13 teams, but I don't see them making it because once you get into a roll, And then I was like, so today I was like enjoying the game because we're winning, but I was also going to enjoy the games as we lose. Then, it's the spiritual thing, like, you paid the price here and then, But at the same time, it's like I didn't go with any of those intentions. So I still believe that I'll get the breakthrough, even though the basketball team won the basketball game. I searched up yesterday because I hadn't seen any of their games. Because I'm not a big basketball watcher, I just like playing it for fun. But I'm more of a league and a rugby watcher. But, I play basketball for fun and stuff, and so that'll be cool. It's Easter Monday, I should go do something for Easter Monday. I saw that there was a Wellington Saints versus the something Giants. But Wellington Saints are currently in that first place, and I searched it up and I might be searching it up again, but apparently the Wellington Saints have won about 4 championships in the past 10 years, or maybe 5. And I was like, jeez. I didn't even know this stuff until like a week ago. So then I was like, okay, so I just wanted to. I've been to 5 live basketball games when Hawke's Bay, when I was living in Hawke's Bay, but I hadn't been there any since being here. So I went there, and so the whole spiritual thing is that I still believe that that's not the universe's reward for me for going through everything I've gone through in the past few months. I believe that because I've always been specific in meditating and searching up the yes or no tarot, and I do one tarot pull myself every month. That's what I call the primary one. And what I do is this. I always, or most times, I say that will I get the breakthrough in getting a woman, the right woman, and getting a high-paying job. I mean, if I got the right woman before we got a high-paying job, that would be awesome, and then we could build it up, and then I can get the high-paying job, and then because when you get the high-paying job, there's always going to be that risk. But it's always going to be that risk anyway. But at the same time, it's like people say, "Oh no, they dump you," and I understand where they're coming from. But the bottom line is, we all have different forms of trauma, and my one throughout my whole entire life was always being denied. I was always being denied. But I've come to appreciate something that I took for granted for a while, and that's the fact that I've always had girls who took the time to hang out and chat because they wanted to be my friend, but they didn't want to go more. And that's what my friend that I'd known for a decade said. that I'd been her boyfriend the whole decade. It's just I wasn't the boyfriend that she had sex with. And I was like, what the hell? Because I was only interested in her for about, I know, we'd known each other for about 12 years, and I was only interested. I gave up after 4 years because she hadn't ended up in a relationship. What she said was true. We never had sex. But she said to me that I was her boyfriend, but I was the boyfriend that she didn't have sex with. Sounds like a friend to me. And it was like, that after that first 4 years, the next 8 years, I didn't even view her as a girlfriend. And any time she wanted to catch up, it was like, if she was in a relationship with someone, because she was on and off. I lost count after she broke up with her partner to be twice. I know they broke up a third time, but I don't know how many times they broke up and got back together. But, when they were together, my rules was that wouldn't catch up unless he was in the same room. I got a bit more lenient after about 4 times, but that's because he didn't give a shit. And I wasn't interested in it. But yeah, the whole sports and the breakthrough thing, well, my teams were losing for a while, and then no breakthrough came for me. I was happy when they were losing, sign of the breakthrough. And then now it's like half the time they win, and the Warriors are won 4 from 6, undefeated so far at Mount Smart Stadium. Wellington Saints, I found out a week ago they've won about 4 or 5 championships out of for the NBL, National Basketball League here in New Zealand. 4 or 5 in the past decade, and right now they're at top of the table. After 9 games, they're at top of the table. And I was like, it's a mixture of all that. I still firmly believe that ideally the universe will send me the right woman. Will send me the right woman. I'm out there looking too. I'm not just going. I'm not sitting back, but at the same time, I'm relaxed like this when I'm talking to a woman. That's what they used to say, but then I used to go out of my way to try and please them and, hey, how's it going? Yeah, oh yeah, and like dancing crowds and stuff. But sometimes I dance because I'm full of energy. But I used to overdo it. But then it's like other times it's like none of it was working. But I know it's going to happen. So that'd be awesome. And then I can make a whole ton of money. Just keep working on my career and make a whole ton of money. And the whole ton of money is because society has always said, this whole money thing. He makes a lot more money than you. He's more popular than you. He's got his woman. And it's like, well, I can't do things to change people's perspective. And I had other people say, the world doesn't hate you. There's no issue. It's like, yeah, but the thing is like, no one comes around to visit me. And I've got to the point where I appreciate that because my energy gets spent out here doing all these things. And it's like I can come home and recharge. But, when you got a couple of people that do visit you, that makes things better. But just like a couple of people and, they're like good mates, And the breakthrough, I guess this is confusion. Confusion comes before the breakthrough. But as you guys can see, I'm not always like this, but this is me articulating it because sometimes I'm like, what the fuck? But I don't yell and scream because I know it's part of the process. And this is what I got to feeling like every time I got the breakthrough and passing school and getting my degree and finding employment. And yeah. No, I do believe that that God wants me to make a ton of money and just to shut the mouths or this because I proved them wrong and all these other things. That's why my self-esteem is back to how it used to be when I was growing up, not how it was in the late 20s. It's just it was heaps better when I was my missus too, my ex, Mary, and it's just getting a woman and making money for his family.